Hello, this video is made to show you how to replace a water pump in a B7 Passat. When I say B7, I mean the new midsize sedan Passat for America, not the B7 Passat they get in Europe. This might also apply to a Jetta with the same 1.8 TSI. I don't know, the engine obviously is going to be the same, but I don't know if the packaging will be the same. I hope this works. It's a very long, drawn-out video. I show you every single step that I took. There's another video on YouTube that I will credit that led to this. He proposed the question, can you take this water pump out without removing the intake manifold? And he answered it with a yes. But the steps were not shown. So I decided to go at it. I am by no means a mechanic. I am just mechanically inclined and like to work on my own vehicles. This is being recorded from the future, so if you want an update before the video, the car is running fine. I vacuum blended the coolant system, put new stuff in. We've probably got 300 miles on the car, all highway, all 70 plus miles an hour, no drips, no drops, everything is going great. So I'll shut up. Hope you enjoy the video. Hope it helps.
Okay, so I got a head start last night, but really nothing that can't be explained. Remove your air box. You probably could have stopped with this tube here and removed it right there, but I like room to work. A tool that will be handy, but not necessarily necessary. It's one of these spring clamp removers from Amazon. They really come in handy. You don't need one. You can use a regular pair of pliers, but they help. So after you remove your air box and your intake hose, you're going to want to come down here to this cluster of wires and remove them. It might help to take a picture to know what you're removing and where they go back, but if you don't worry. They only fit one way and in their own spot. That fits there, it can't fit there, so on and so forth. It might help to pull these little alligator clips off. They clip like right there. You just pull them off because it'll give you more room to move stuff around. Now I already pulled it off. This is what you're looking for. This is the water pump cover. It is right here covering that water pump pulley and belt. It has two bolts on it. As you can see, they are T30s. They look like that. You can see this one from outside. This one's hidden. You have to feel for this little bump right here. Take that out. They are not captive. They will fall right out. So just keep your hand on them. The next thing you are going to want to do is pull this belt off of this little pulley sprocket. I don't think there's a lot of tension on it. Let's see if we can do it live without ripping. You can also replace this belt. I think you can buy it. I don't know the part number, but when I was looking for the belt or the pump, you can also replace the belt. So here's the new water pump. There's only four bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're also T30. This is just a little protective cover to keep the fins from getting bent. But that's what you're looking for, and that's how it's laid in there. The belt is slightly loose, but I think taking this off will help me pull the belt off. Okay, update. So you can indeed loosen those bolts. You see one right there. There are 4 of them. You can get to all of them. There's some up underneath the intake manifold. Just be creative. And when you do that, it does indeed loosen the water pump, get ready for fluid to come out, and the belt's off now. The issue I'm having now is this little harness socket connector is preventing me from pulling the pump all the way out. It's kind of keeping the pump up against the block or the thermostat housing. So there is a bolt that goes into the bottom of the intake manifold. It is still a T30 that I can't exactly reach to, so I had to come up with the solution you see here. I think the actual size for my bit would be a 6mm, but I can't find that wrench. So I'm going to loosen that and see if that allows me wiggle room here to pull this pump out. Okay, funny story too, but I'm showing you everything I'm running into because maybe you'll run into it too. Because I'm making my own way, I have put, you probably already see what's going on, I've put this bit in the bolt, started to back the bolt out, and now I've wedged it between the hose clamp and the bit, and now I can't get the bit out. So I have to tighten it back up, and then I think I'll use a pair of pliers to ever so gently continue to back that bolt out. Okay, that problem solved. Now on to the next one, getting the bolt out. Pretty simple. If you do not own a pair of these Nipex Cobras in the 150 size, I highly recommend it. Also, the pliers wrench in the same size. Save you a bunch of trouble. Get you out of a jam. Okay, real time. Got it loose enough to take out with my fingers. There's the bolt. Again, it is a T30. Now, is that going to give me... Nope, I don't think that's going to give me... Well, maybe it'll give me enough. Let's see what happens. I bet you there's more bolts that hold that bracket on. Oh, that did it. That did it. That's exactly what I needed. That's loose. Let's see if we can pull this joker out with one hand while trying to film. This is where loosening your wiring harnesses come into play. Oh, we almost got it. Come on. Down. Oh, I gotta stand up. Okay, I think it's gonna come out, but I need two hands to manipulate hoses and things. Okay, it's coming out. Haven't pulled it out yet, but it's coming out. Now, I had to pull this hose. It goes right here, just to give me a little bit of extra room. I also pulled these little captive bolts that were in the pump out because they kept hanging up on stuff. That's where this guy comes in handy again for these guys. Get you one. So let's see here. You gotta rotate, spin, but there you go. Your water pump is out, and you did not need to pull the intake manifold. Okay, let us compare. First thing that appears to be obvious to me, this is a plastic resin mix composite of some kind. This one is aluminum. I guess that's good. This is the original water pump. There's all the info. There's the part number, what revision and all that. Made in Canada. Here is the new one. Part number with revision. Made in Italy. Again, pay no mind to this. This is just a protective cover to keep you from slicing your little fingies on those impeller blades. I guess it's for cooling. Let's flip it over. It does come with a gasket. This is a genuine Volkswagen part. There's your number. Gasket's in there. Everything looks normal except for the fact that it is aluminum. there's the impellers. It does look like it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blades versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blades. There's the outside of the impeller. There's the outside of this impeller. Don't really know how that's going to affect flow. I will say this, probably had no difference for anything, but because this was a cast aluminum part last night, I did notice right here I had some burrs. I did take a jeweler's file, a really smooth file, not like a flat bastard, and I did smooth and polish those away. There were a couple of more on the outside. That's just me. Probably really didn't do anything. But there you go. There's the differences in the pumps. I'm going to wash my hands, clean this pump back up, get all this crap off, and put her back in. Okay, so I took a little time to do a couple other little mods before I put the water pump back in. I had this reservoir tank for years. I bought it on clearance, and so I went ahead and put that in to replace that nasty thing. And I did run a little bit of, heaven forbid, tap water through this reservoir back down and flushed the pump out, or the thermostat housing out. I'm going to put the pump back on now, and then I'm going to drop the lower radiator hose and flush there, and then I'm going to try to purge and fill, but I won't film all that. That's not important. That's not why you're here. If you are worried about the belt coming off, it doesn't, or at least not easily. That pulley right there, if it would focus, use your imagination, it has a washer on the end of it and kind of holds that belt in place. So you don't need to worry about really pulling that belt off unless you just go hog wild. I am leaving this cover on for the time being so I don't cut the belt or my fingers. Also, these bolts stay in. There's a rubber insert. I am leaving them a little bit out to help me kind of locate and clock my way in there. It should, after you get done twisting and turning and pulling, it should sit in here like this. This QR code, all this is up. And then this is where the belt goes, and down that direction. Okay, it's in. I did end up having to disconnect this hose here, and I don't know if I said before, but the top radiator hose, just to give me better access. Do not install the water pump and then try to put the belt on. Put the water pump down in there, slide that belt on, and then push the whole unit up as one. I did keep the little yellow guy, silicone, whatever rubber guy on there to keep my fingers from getting cut. But yeah, it's on. It's 4 bolts. The other 2 bolt holes that you'll see come from the housing, the plastic cover that go through and into the water pump. Do not over tighten them. It is a plastic housing that you are attaching to. The water pump might be aluminum, but the thermostat housing is plastic. So tighten it down in a staggered pattern and tighten it with a hand tool, not a power tool. Here is the cover that I cleaned. I definitely did not use my wife's dish towel or one of my children's toothbrush, but that goes down basically right over top. That part right there, the circle, that goes over the sprocket, the actual pump gear, and these 2 bolt into the housing. through the housing, or I should say these two bolt through the water pump flange and into the thermostat housing. Okay, it's in. All the wires are plugged back up. All the hoses are on and clamped. No clue what that goes to. I think it goes to the bottom of my airbox. Now all I'm going to do is drain my fluid. I guess technically you don't need to do that, but that's what I'm going to do right now to change it out. Make sure you have the right coolant for your vehicle. And that's it. I hope this helped you. Sorry if I'm a little scatterbrained and chatty, but I mean, I was just trying to show the real way a person would change this out in a driveway. So if you have any questions, ask them. If I can answer them, I will. If I can't, I won't. Have a great day.